Hey there, and welcome to the App Podcast. We're going to take a look at Tic Tac Toe 10 today. Basically, I know you've seen a lot of Tic Tac Toe games in the past, not only on the iPhone and everywhere else in the world, but this game here is a lot different. You've probably never played Tic Tac Toe like this before. You've got some settings, so let's look at that. We have time limits, how many squares it takes to win, and kind of an overall look and feel that we could change as well. We have the leaderboard and then a tutorial video, which will walk you through everything, but I'm going to do that right now. So let's start the game, and we're going to play against the computer because I don't have anybody else to play here with me. So basically what we have here is our tapping grid down here where we tap and make our choices, but we have 9 grids here and one large grid. So as you can see, that makes up 10 grids altogether. So the deal here is that if I was to tap this first grid, I chose the first grid because as you see here, we've got 9 up here, we've got 9 right here, and then one giant grid makes 10. So I have the ability to choose any grid that I would like and start there because I'm first player and I'm X. So I'm going to choose right there. And as you can see, since I chose the second position, it moves and makes the computer go in the second spot. And since the computer chose the second spot, we stayed in the second grid. So I'm going to go ahead and choose right here, and you're going to see it shoots us down to the 5th grid, and then the computer chose the 8th position in the 5th grid, which sent us down to the 8th grid. So I'm going to choose the 9th, and the computer has to go in the 9th grid, and then it puts me up into the 3rd grid because they put an O in the 3rd quadrant, I guess you can call it. So it gets to be very difficult here because as the computer or whoever you're playing starts to get a couple of positions, you got to make sure that you remember not to go over to those spots unless it's your turn so that you can block their chance to win. So it's a lot harder than regular tic-tac-toe because you technically kind of have 9 games going at the same time. So I'm going to go ahead and choose I'm going to choose that grid, and let's see if I can't get a little bit close. Oh, see, now in the 5th quadrant, I have a chance at losing right there, so I want to avoid going there. The only time I want to go there is if the computer puts me there. So as you can see, I've kind of positioned myself to do well here if I remember to stay away from the spots that I could potentially lose in. See, now I had the opportunity to... but see, I opened myself up to lose right there. So I got kind of set up there. As you can see, it is very difficult compared to regular tic-tac-toe. You are probably thinking, wow, another tic-tac-toe game, that's kind of boring. This adds a whole new level, actually 8 additional levels to tic-tac-toe because you're playing technically 9 games at once, and you really have to pay attention to do well at this game. So I can quit and I go back and view the leaderboard, which there are some time, basically how fast you beat the computer is how you score. So as you can see, we've got some people in here who have beat 1 square, 2 squares, and 3 squares, which makes the game even more difficult. So Tic-Tac-Toe 10 is very hard, but it's a lot of fun. Now they have a light version or a free version you can download to try it out. This version is not very expensive, and it's fully loaded with a lot more options, so I recommend paying the 99 cents to get it. It is well worth it. It's called Tic Tac Toe 10. Go check it out. Take care, and we'll see you next time on the App Podcast.